Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in. My name is Kaila Redwine. I'm trying to see if I'm going to get close to y'all. I'm going to back up because the sun is out, which I'm grateful for because it's been cloudy. It was actually cloudy this morning. So seeing the sun out is a really good sign. Seeing the sun out makes me very happy because I love the sun. So, hello, everybody. What's up? Welcome to Laurel Palace. My name is Kaila Redwine. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, really, I'm just gonna let spirit flow. I'm just gonna let it flow. But may this message resonate with you. May you be able to take something from it. May it be able to guide you, and whatever it is that you're seeking. So, I have a lot of my favorite decks over here right now. So we are about to start off with the Inner Garden, and we're just gonna see. There's a lot that has been going on. For me personally, I found out the missing link. The whole missing link has been the doing. Sometimes you feel like, oh, I need to feel a certain way in order to move forward. But sometimes you just have to move forward because you're not going to always know what's ahead. And it's interesting because as I look at my signs, I'm like, I can tell why I've been, I don't know if the word is hesitant. You can say hesitant, but haven't moved forward is because as much as my big sign is like, yo, go with the flow. We're risk takers. Let's move forward. There's a part of me is like, well, I don't know where the fuck I'm going. And that alone made me not want to go at all. Even though I knew a little bit, I still wasn't sure. So that led me down a path of learning about how our energy is so important, about how we are able to merge or quote unquote attract those things that we're looking for, whether it's a relationship, whether it's in our careers, X, Y, and Z. So doing that work in a sense of addressing my beliefs, addressing my mindset, addressing my attitude towards certain things, and also realizing the part that I have. A lot of times we don't talk about the parts. Personally, I've not heard much in my life about the part we play in our lives, which is interesting because a part of me says I have, but I don't. I think it's always been this energy of like there's something outside of you that has more control than you do. But a part of me also, now that I know the things I know that it's also up to me to clear out my energy so I can be able to hold more space, but also know that even in those moments where I don't necessarily feel like it, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't still move forward, especially if you genuinely want to have that life. So I asked myself, Kaila, how do we move forward? How do we start? How do we move forward? Where do I start? What's that first step that I can start? And that's honestly where I am at in life, okay? Like starting. I'm such a big picture thinker. I sit there and I vision, like I can think about the end goal or like the big goal, the big energy. But sometimes that kind of keeps me I forget to pick up the brush. I forget to get started because I'm like, well, shit, I want to do all these things and how am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? And not because I don't think it's possible. I'm genuinely asking. But it's more so of like, you have to start somewhere. You have to start with one video. You have to start with one post. You have to start somewhere that's going to help you get to that next level. And I remember writing that into my community yesterday in our challenge. And I was thinking about, the first thing that came into my mind was a ladder. But before that, what inspired that was I was watching Dear Kiki on her Instagram, and she had talked about these key things really stuck out to me because I'm like, it was speaking to me. So she talked about how sometimes we get excited about things, whether it's a relationship, friendships, or a career, just something, a dream. But we end up backing away from it. You know, we're talking hot, not say talking hot shit, but like, you know, we're into it, like, oh yeah, 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 yeah. But then there comes a point where sometimes like people just start backing up because it's like maybe they were genuinely excited, but what did you do to continue that momentum? Did you really embark on it? Did you genuinely explore it? Did you genuinely put effort towards it? And it's actually interesting because that spoke to me. But also the other thing that she talked about was, I know that there was this guy that was talking about his girlfriend on there, and he was talking about how his girl wants to be a millionaire and things like that. She has dreams and goals. And you know, I'm that person that's like, okay, yeah, aim high. I'm not aiming for the moon. I'm not aiming for Mars. I'm aiming for the galaxies that we don't know of, okay? But we can't forget about that process that gets you there. And I think I forget about that. Not necessarily forget about it. I just be like, okay, where do I go? Where do I start? You know what I mean? And ever since then, asking these questions, I have been getting answers in little ways, more so than not. And that was one. The one was she talked about starting small. You know what I mean? Start thinking about making six figures. Start thinking about making, if you're not making an X amount of money now, think about increasing. You know, like, okay, I'm making $70,000 a year. I want to make $80,000 a year. I want to make $90 a year. Or I want to make $11,000 a year. You know what I mean? Add it up so that you can build momentum so it doesn't get overwhelming for you. Because sometimes you might get discouraged, or you know, you're thinking about the skin, like, okay, say if someone's trying to lose weight, you're thinking about the skinny you, and it might be a little overwhelming, but that is the goal. But also remember to commit to the process. And that's where I'm in. I'm doing my best and priming myself and preparing myself for, Kaila, the process. We know you can have the vision, but what about the process? And so I understood what she meant about the momentum. You know what I mean? Like, start small. Like, you can have that. That's your vision. That's your goal. That's the end goal, period. But start somewhere. And that just really stuck with me. And it sounds like a no duh thing, but honestly, it really isn't. Especially if it wasn't for me. Like, even though I understood, I felt like a little bit of me didn't want to be disappointed. I didn't want to be wrong. I did not want it to not work out. But I remember also saying in my post that, would you rather go for what you want, what you're looking for, put the energy towards it, put the effort towards it, and there's a great chance and a high possibility that you can have that thing? Because the truth is, you know, a lot of times we think about like, well, what if it doesn't work out? But what if it does work out? Versus just not going for it at all and have a guarantee of not having it, a guarantee of nothing, you know? And I was like, well, Kaila, what do you really want? You know you don't want nothing. You know you want that more. So the question is, what can we do to get fucking started? What can we do to put ourselves out there? And but I you know, it's an amazing question, but it also makes you think about what has been holding you back. And there's so many layers to these different things, you know, for different people. You know, it could have been the way that your environment, like the way you've been taught, the way that, you know, other people seen things, and it's like it has residue, you know, or it could have been us taking in the world's problems, or us taking in other people's limiting ideas, or ideas that may or may not serve us. You know, if it serves you, great. But if it doesn't serve you, are you brave enough and courageous enough to forge your own way, to set a different tone in your life, and have courage to see it through? And for myself, I know I want what I want, but I also knew that now that I know that I no longer want to allow the other factors of whether or not someone understands me, or whether or not the naysayers or whatever, because now I understand, well, duality really genuinely exists, and there's so many levels and layers to what that means. And before I knew what I knew about duality, now I remember writing about it, which was very interesting. A lot of my poetry has surprised me now that I look back at it for over a year ago. And I'm like, girl, do you know what the fuck you was talking about? Like, you was really on some shit. And but you knew, but now it means something so much more, where to so much more from where you are now. So, but that just really stuck out to me, and I think a lot of us are in the same space. We know that we don't want to live a typical life. Even though the world tells you to be realistic, I don't believe in that shit, especially when it comes down to certain things that people talk about. I feel like your perception is what create your reality. So if you don't believe in certain things, I can't expect you to see my vision. I can expect you to get where I'm coming from. But it's not also my place to have the world to come and follow me. You know what I mean? You don't have to believe the way I believe. Just like I don't believe all the things that you believe or in the capacity that you believe in it. So leaving that space, but also knowing that don't let that be a stopping point, but let it motivate you to continue forward, period. Because I'm picturing like a whole bunch of people walking one way, and I picture a few walking a different way, or it's just you walking a different way. And even though we can't see or necessarily hear what these people are saying, you could probably, these people would be like, you're freaking crazy. You think you own us something? You gonna be like, these people could really be sitting here saying or can say anything to make you feel like what you're choosing to do, who you're choosing to be, and how you're choosing to go about it is wrong. But a part of me says, I always feel like those people that choose to be who they are unapologetically, and they're not necessarily causing harm to anybody or intentionally doing things in a way that we are trying to evolve from, or not trying to be our oppressors, or not trying to be like the people that have done us wrong. I commend them all day, every day. Especially, I don't commend celebrities because they're celebrities. I commend them because the type of bravery it takes to be in that position, to be someone that is known, to be someone that puts themselves out there and continue forward no matter if they do have their yays or nays. And I think that's very important, and that inspires me so much. And I do understand that a lot of us may not have had that. We've had support, we've been supported in so many ways, but in those ways that it truly genuinely would have mattered for you to go towards those big dreams and goals, maybe you didn't really have that, oh yeah, you can do that. And maybe you're giving it to yourself now. And I think that being in that space is an amazing space. And be compassionate with yourself for where you are now, because it's all a part of your journey and it's all a part of your story. But I'm going to get into it now, and just let's see what the cards are speaking on, and see what Spirit wants to speak to us about today. Love. In the eyes of lovers, everything is beautiful. In the eyes of lovers, everything is beautiful. Oh, the sun is sunning. Love. Yeah, y'all get it. So to me, love, so many people. Okay, so love. When I see this, a part of me says, when you stay with this, it's kind of like the whole notion of what I'm saying, like whatever you choose to do, it is very much like do it in love, And also, I also like what it says that in the eyes of lovers, everything is beautiful. I feel like a lot of us are gaining this love of life, gaining our loves of ourselves, gaining the love of noticing the beautiful, noticing the perfection or the balance and beauty in the chaos very much. It makes me think about nature. You could look at nature and you see all the leaves, the brushes, and all that stuff, and you would think, well, that's a little chaotic. Not really, but you would consider it chaos because there's a lot going on. But even in that chaos, there's so much beauty, and even in that chaos, there's so much uniqueness, and there's so many elements working together. And I feel like when we keep our heart open, and when our goal and the way that we're stepping is in love, I feel like that will help you be able to see opportunities. It will help you be able to focus your energy on those things that you're looking for, because the truth is, ugly and beautiful exists. But you know what they say, is all in the eye of the beholder. So I remember hearing someone say one day, like, oh, she's cute in her own way. That was kind of like, oh, she's not really cute to me. That's like what they say, like, she ain't really cute to me, but she's cute to somebody, you know? And a part of me says that's also with life. See, sometimes people don't see the interconnectedness with life or how they can gain from life. But a lot of us are changing our gears to see how everything is working in our favor, and that the universe, God, spirit, we ourselves have our backs. And I feel like when we are looking at things in a place of love, and we are able to see the beauty in things, we are going to be able to notice more of those things than versus just the things that we don't care for, the things that we're not that we genuinely don't even want to give so much value to. Which, not saying it doesn't exist, not saying that it's not valid, but it's focus. What they say, where your attention goes, your energy flows. That very much is given this. In the eyes of lovers, everything is beautiful. Okay, Spirit. What other message do you have for us? We're gonna go with the Adinkra symbols. Spirit, what other message do you have for us surrounding this card? Understanding, beauty, feminine qualities, and care. First card we have is understanding. And I think that's amazing, because I think for me, having more understanding of thyself, of what this thing that we call God and divine, call it Ba, Ka, Re, Ra, is really Ra. All these different things, what our ancestors really were talking about, it wasn't about a particular person. It was about an energy. It was about a principle. It was about an understanding. And a part of me says, like, a lot of us over time have been taught misguided information for different intentions. And when you have come from an era of symbols where you allow your intuition to interpretate it for you, then going into an age where everything is defined for you, a lot of us are taking a step back and looking at the way that we have been understanding ourselves, society, this thing that we call God, and life. So this says linked hearts, symbol of understanding or an agreement. And a part of me says that's with anything, you know, even in society, even our own lives, we choose to agree to certain beliefs and ideas. And a part of me says, when you are choosing and going into agreement, I want you to also know that even in your beliefs, question things. When things are not sitting right with you, when you are wanting more, ask for more understanding. That's what I needed, because I was in a very uncertain space a long time ago. I'm still very much walking in the darkness right now, but it's not as dark because I know that everything is on my side. Duality is genuinely on my side. And instead of trying to make an enemy of it, I am starting to look at, what am I gaining from this? Because these are like tools to me. I always look at this and I'm like, this is like a tool to me. So part of me says we're gaining understandings and knowledge and wisdom that we're going to be able to apply in our lives. And I think understanding is so important. And when we use certain words or talk about certain things, I hope that you also get curious to think about, what was the root understanding of something? What was really our ancestors were talking about when they spoke about God, when they spoke about Mayat, all these different things. These weren't people. These were higher conscious ideas. And we used feminine. We have feminine here, which talked about the unseen, the unknown, the first thing that is happening, your ideas, your thoughts, your creativity. But that also that thing that even allows you to do that. You know what I mean? These words, like, we don't even we give it names, right? Because names give it power. But to me, I always think of when this is beauty, feminine quality, and care, it reminds me of the love because I do believe that this was made out of love. And I also know that love has its spectrums as well. And you hear people say, "Oh, you can't love someone until you can't hate someone until you have some love or whatever." I don't know about that honestly because there's some things I don't care for and I never loved it in the first place. So I think that's just about perspective or what you're actually talking about at that time. But I think a lot of times, I just feel like sometimes when you hate something, maybe because you don't understand it or it bothers you in a certain way, that it sparks a certain type of emotion, and you're like, oh, I don't like that thing. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't like certain shit, and I don't ever see myself being able to love certain things that I don't like or I hate because it strings a certain chord. You get what I mean? But I'm gonna move from there. We're gonna stick to what we're on right now. It says beauty, feminine qualities, and care. The Dufay was a prized possession of Akan women who used to comb and plaited their hair. Who used to comb and plaited their hair. This symbol suggests qualities often assigned to females in general, qualities such as looking one's best and good hygiene. A part of me says this looking your best is not just something on a physical level. I feel like this is something that we're doing on our insides as well. We want to feel our best. We want our outside world to also reflect that as well. We want this to be a thing that starts inside of me, but also is being reflected outside of me because that's really what reality is. That's really what our reflections are. And so I feel like some of us have came across things that we don't deem as beautiful or we don't care so much about. And that also made us look at ourselves to think about, okay, what is going on inside of me? And what is the kind of beauty? What is that beauty that I'm looking for, that I want to see? And I feel like that is a level of care that we're giving ourselves, whether it's us learning or unlearning things, reparenting ourselves, and also nurturing ourselves. Because when I think of beauty, a lot of times you also think about the beauty that someone holds inside of them, you know. And feminine qualities to me is someone being able to house something, harness something, hone in on something, and create something beautiful. And that transitions it into what we consider the divine masculine, right? But to me, I love this. And I'm gonna move on. We're gonna move on until our next cards. Um, but I really feel like the main so far is giving the way that we're under, if you are able to understand certain laws of the universe, a part of me says a lot of things you're going to start looking at differently. Things that you once took personal, you're going to start realizing like, oh shit, that wasn't personally at all. And there's no person that's going to come necessarily down here and strike these people for doing the shit that they did. At the end of the day, not going to say that they're not going to have to deal with what they've done. But at the end of the day, that's not my place. And a part of me says it's that energy of do unto others what you want done to you. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't also stand up for yourself or fight for what you are looking for. But I feel like the way that we're going to go about it is going to be completely different than trying to burn someone else to the ground to rise up ourselves. And I feel like they're also doing that with your shadow. You're not trying to beat yourself up. Hold on, no, I got a card here that's not a card for real. You're trying to don't. It's very much be compassionate and have care for yourself and also others around you. Spirit, what other message you have for us? Protection, survivable, and strength. I feel like when we are moving in this energy, it does give you a different level of protection because you're no longer looking at it like there's something coming after you or something that is like outside of your control or has some type of effect that you can't shield yourself from. And that is really the power of our minds. You know, I always feel like you give things power. Things don't just naturally just overtake you. It's the way that you view something, it's the way you see something. A part of me says a lot of us are going to most definitely be thinking about, we want, when I think of survivable, I know there was a time that we did what we had to do to survive, but I feel like the way that we're going to be surviving going forward is going to be based in a whole different, completely different energy. And strength and love to me goes hand in hand. To really give love and to always step with that. And love doesn't necessarily mean always bubbly or just woo woo woo. It could be that more aggressive or assertive type of energy. But to me, seeing this balloon come out of there, part of me says, I don't feel like we're just going to be surviving. I feel like we're going to be thriving. But I feel like what's going to help us be able to survive and continue to push on is when we're not harnessing all of the energy that weighs us down, but we are allowing it to lift us up. We are allowing the love, the understanding of ourselves, of our counterparts, of this world. And some part of me says, if you're not too sure, ask the question. You know, what am I to learn from this? What am I to gain from this? And I feel like a lot of us, we're not looking to be victims. We're looking to be victorious. So that is what I'm saying, of switching the perspective of woe is me, or oh, this happened, da 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 da, but more so of what are we able to gain from this? What is this, what is happening that can be of benefit to us? Because I feel like looking at it that way, you will be able to have strength, and it does give you a different level of protection because you're not thinking the same way you used to think. So certain energies that were able to penetrate you on a deeper level, on a soul level, on a psyche level, they're just not going to be able to do it no more because you're just in a different place. You see things from a whole different level. But let's get into the tarot cards, and we're gonna finish with our angel numbers and possibly some affirmation cards. Y'all, it's getting kind of cool. I really want to turn my heater on, but I don't want it to be loud for y'all. So Spirit, where are we going? You know, where are we headed? A part of me says it's a collaboration of everything. You know, spirit, your spiritual guides, God, ancestors, you, like, it's all a collaboration. It's all in collaboration. You speaking to one, you're speaking to the other. I only say that because I always love to, like, low-key say multiple names. I like the universe, God, spirit. I love to say it all. Spiritual guides, guardian angels. But when I want to say guardian angels, I always want to say guardian angels and demons. I really be wanting to, because a part of me says I feel like a lot of us are also going to be developing a different relationship with the dark. We're going to be looking at it for what the fuck it is versus what we've been kind of like told and programmed to think about this energy. Like, because a part of this, I feel like it's just not what we think it is. And once we come into union with that, wow, that's a whole different level. And a part of me said that's exactly what this is about. This is exactly what it's about. Okay, Spirit, where are we going? Where are we headed? part of me said the people that don't really know have played such a huge part in a lot of this information continuously being broadcast to us. So you always know how they say, for the people that have the eyes and ears to hear, what a freaking time to be alive. Because a song I heard in my head was, I'm going up the under. I'm going up the under to be with my Lord. Lord is about mastery. Lord is about self-mastery. And going up the yonder, that's a higher vibration, a higher level, a higher consciousness. There's so many things you can think about going up yonder. Going to a whole nother level. Because, you know, that might be another video. That might be another video. Because I really thought about some things. I might address it at the end of this video. Spirit, where are we going? Where are we headed? Clarify. Clarify this card. Where are we going? So, we have a lot of things that are on our minds that we are challenging. And I feel like, even though I asked where we're going, it said we're going here. So these are thoughts in your mind. But the one thing I always think about is this moon that's behind her. In this darkness, there's still this sense of illumination. And in you being down, a part of me says, yeah, you might be running away from the smoke, okay? But a part of me says it's really about you going inside. All these swords are surrounding you. You have no choice but to go within yourself. You have no choice but to sit here and digest your thoughts, digest your beliefs. And then we have the Tower card. So I know that all these things are leading to something being dismantled. And of course, if something's being dismantled, if something's being brought down, you have a chance to recreate something, rebuild something. Seeing this 8 and these swords, that's the main energy I got. But even in this moment where you are feeling these thoughts are, I'm gonna read the book. Even in this moment, I just feel like it's more temporary. Part of me says I feel like this is where we have been, and I'm not gonna say that there's not gonna be certain challenges along the way. But when you doing shit, when you having tower moments like this, what do you expect? But you have beauty in the chaos. You have a different type of stance of understanding. And I mean, at the end of the day, these swords have not touched you one bit. You have no cuts on you. These swords are all in your head. They're all around your crown. So part of me says the only limitations, whether it's limitations, the only swords, the only thoughts, they're all in you. But when I see this moon, a part of me in this darkness, I think a lot of us are battling things in our dreams. I don't know about y'all, but I be having fucked up dreams. So I guess I'm speaking on myself for myself. I be having fucked up dreams, y'all. I be like, what the fuck is happening? Why the fuck am I thinking or dreaming about things like this? But a part of me says also, what are you consuming? What are some of the beliefs that you have? And whether you know them, and I just ask, like, what are beliefs that I have that I feel like I am running away from? Because I know one dream I had before, I asked myself, like, why the fuck you keep running away? Why are you not staying to fight? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck are you running away from? But I remember the first thought I had was you're running away from bondage. Like, you're running away from certain things. But I think that's interesting. But I tell myself, I said, why are we going to keep running? How can we cut it? Like, how can we cut this thing off, move forward without necessarily running? Because a part of me is like, if you run, that's one thing. But if you're running, there's still this energy of it could catch up. Not saying it will, but it's like, fight that bitch. Like, that's all I know. I just keep thinking, it's like, fight that hoe. Like, actually face it, address it. Whether, I don't know exactly what that is, but I feel like it is going to most definitely give you strength, and know that you're protected to do so. You know what I mean? Like, be able to really, and a part of me says, like, myself, I try, like, I'm like, okay, like, when I go to sleep, I'm gonna dream good. But I'm like, also, like, damn, if we're gonna have one of those dreams again, allow me to be able to really understand. Because a part of me, y'all, I don't even want to talk about that. I'm about to say, y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all, I remember having this dream last night, and it was like a penis running, like a running penis. Y'all, I don't even oh my god, I don't even know, but I'm probably gonna have to do another reading on it. Like, what the fuck are my dreams trying to communicate with me? But I don't think I'm running from no dick. But I'm like, what does this mean? But I'm gonna read it. But a part of me says, I feel like this is very temporary, and I feel like it's necessary. I don't care. I feel like you're also gonna be addressing whatever this is, because I mean, at the end of the day, it's not going. I mean, if you want to stand up, you can. If you run away, cool. But a part of me feels like, with all these swords around you, I feel like this is more so of energy of go within, like, really genuinely work on and nurture your inner feminine, you know. But a part of me says this could be really us and the background noise. You know what I mean? This could be the background noise where, like I said a little bit earlier about the naysayers or people that may not be on that wavelength as you. A part of me says, don't let that stop you from crashing the old life or moving away from that old energy, those old beliefs. Those things are not really serving you or getting you to where you want to go. Because at the end of the day, this opportunity for things to dismantle and for a new chance for you to rebuild is there. But a part of me says, I know you're going to get up, but get up and keep moving forward. Because at the end of the day, they're not touching you. You know what I mean? And seeing this moon, seeing this darkness, this is not it. This is not all. You know what I mean? You're not down and out for real. It's all in your mind. And not saying that's not valid, not saying that's not producing emotions that make you feel like they are valid, or whatever the case may be. But a part of me says, you low-key have to be able to allow yourself to challenge yourself and question yourself. What is it you're looking for? What is it you want? What are things that you really want to have? Because there's a lot of things that could be telling you no. There's a lot of things that could be saying that's not possible, or that's not it, or whatever case may be, you know. But seeing this Tower card here kind of gives me the energy of a process. Like, this is some inner shit that's going on right now. Let's read though. We're gonna read the cards, but I still stand on what the fuck I said. Okay. Fear and worry in the day. That should have said. Fear and worry in the day bring nightmares at night. Damn, is that why? Call me out. Because I don't even know they're out nightmares. That's interesting that they said that. So, y'all. Wow. Let me continue. What is this? Is this 9 of Wands? I mean, 9 of Swords. Yeah, it's like 9. Yes, it's 9. 9 of Swords shows a goddess alone and unable to hide. The shadows and the moonlight, in combination with her fear and anxiety, have caused her to create a self-fulfilling prophecy of terror. Now, I'm not saying, like, that was kind of like, you know, this could be a mind thing. Like, the way that you think, the way that you believe, like, allowing the fears, the doubts, they can really play a part. You know what I mean? Like, that's some real shit. And it really can keep you from moving forward. But I don't feel like we're going to really let it for long. I don't really feel like that's just the end all be all. But just with the Eight of Swords, what the fuck? Okay, y'all. Let me see. This might be 6. I gotta learn my numerals. Whatever. Y'all know what I'm talking about. There's another source. It's not this card. Because it says XI versus IX. Okay, it must be a missing. It's an accidental print. It's accidental print, so she didn't mean 9. It's just a little backwards. So the Nine of Swords is about self-inflicted mental blocks. The subconscious and conscious worlds are very much connected. And this goddess have made the situation worse than it actually is by excessively worrying about it. And as the Nine of Swords that surround her are her own. And the Nine of Swords can often indicate depression, nightmares, intense anxiety, and despair. You may feel immobilized by fear and worry. However, if you lift your head and you look at the situation more objectively, you will be able to come to realize that it's not as bad as you made it out to be in the shadows of your mind. Oh my God. The worries you feel is clearly making it worse. So release those debilitations, and find the courage to actually do something about it. Interesting. I love that. I love that. It said what it needed to say. I'm not going to add nothing else to it because I feel like I already said it beforehand. So let's move forward. The Tower. The Tower is representative of destruction, shocking change, liberation, and freedom. Where you were once trapped by the devil, you now see those same once comforts as the hindrance they truly are. As the indiscriminate clouds of misfortune rain, your eye opened, struck down, and deemed this form to be no longer acceptable by your spiritual consciousness. We gotta read that shit again. As the indiscriminate clouds, that means that can happen to anybody, not just you as a black person in America. Like, no, take the personalness out of it. Take it out of it. Because a part of me says, I feel like us reincarnating in this time and just us as African descendants in general, oh my fucking God, the level that we're fucking on as people is very fucking interesting. And I don't say it to be like, when we say we're powerful or we have this strength, it doesn't mean that we can't cry, or we have times that we don't have to always uphold that. It's like sucking it in, whatever the case may be. But I mean, come on, yo. I mean, like, for real. Allow balance. You know what I mean? So, allow yourself to have those moments. But bro, you are a unique motherfucker. You are a unique soul. And to be able to be in this space, in this place, I'm not going to tell you the value of yourself. I want you to look in the mirror and realize the value in you, your ancestors, and a lot of other people that are around you. Because I feel like a lot of other people will fucking crumble if they were in our position. They wouldn't. I don't feel like the type of care, the self-love, all this type of things that we're doing to help empower ourselves and to remind ourselves of who we are and the type of things that we fought for. A lot of times we fought for our own freedom, but fighting for our freedom has also caused opportunities for other people as well that do not look like us. And I'm going to continue forward, but most definitely think about the value of who you are as an individual. But not just as a human being, but as a spirit, to be able to even be at this level where you will come in as a melanated goddess or god. Period. Okay. I'm going to go back. Struck down okay, so it says, as an indiscriminate cloud of misfortune rains down, your eye opened, struck down, and deemed this form to no longer be acceptable by your spiritual consciousness. And with this realization, with both your generations before, I did not see that, y'all. With your generation before and behind you on your back, you will jump and fall face first into the light. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. I don't mind falling face first into the light, okay? And light means enlightenment, light means fucking higher consciousness. Like, that is why I understand that low key we talk about darkness the way we talk about it, but darkness is the base, damn near. You know what I mean? It was really much what people consider the beginning, but this light and dark genuinely coexist with each other. And I feel like we're getting to that time where we're understanding that, and we're no longer trying to, you know what I mean? Like, nah, you think you hindering me. You think you got one up on me, but the truth is, all you is my stepping stool. Okay, and I'm not just talking, I'm talking about whatever you would consider your darkness, or darkness in your life, or darkness in society, darkness in the world. All of it has been a catalyst to us developing and growing in our love and our compassion and our care for ourselves and for our fucking rights as not just as human beings, but as spiritual beings. What does that mean to you? This may not be a welcome moment, but it is necessary. When the Tower card is revealed, it's time you let go. You let something go. This may be some type of breakup, breakdown, natural disaster, or generally the loss of something that used to cause you to feel secure. A part of me says like certain beliefs, and man, I'm gonna let you determine that for yourself. Releasing this form now will help you to embrace and identify with the light. Have courage. Let go. It is time for something better. I feel like a lot of us are most definitely leaving behind our comforts of our fears, our comforts of our anxiety, our comforts of us not moving forward because of all the reasons it's possible. But to hear this, it kind of gives me, we are about to literally, like, I feel like a plunge. Like, that's the word I want you guys to say. We're about to plunge into this new, what people consider timelines, this new energy. I'm getting fucking chills, yo. You are about to fucking do it. You are. And a part of me says you are willing to stand on that shit. Period. Because once you don't experience this, and once that has issued in this, come on, Spirit. You tell us. Spirit, tell us. I ain't gonna say it, you say it. There's nowhere to go but up. And also, the goal is to be your best friend. The goal is to be your biggest supporter. Your goal is to tell yourself. I remember saying this to one of this guy one time. I don't even know why I said it to him, but oh yeah. I was like, I don't know if I was talking about myself or I was talking about him or just talking about like my man or something like that. I was like, if my man or if I was to be like, I want to go to the fucking moon, I want my man, or I would be like, because I don't remember, I think I was both vice versa, to be honest. I would be like, okay, like, let's go. You know what I mean? Like, let's go get our suit. You know what I mean? Let's go build our rocket. Like, there's really no limitations. And as much as we say that, I really want us to really marinate in that. About there's really no limitations. All this shit is existing for a reason. And a part of me says a lot of us are going to try our best to hook our claws into certain things and ways. But I don't judge you because I know your journey is your journey. But I kind of feel like I done lived a life before where I done did it all. You know what I mean? Like, I did it all. And I think that's why I am a Pisces today. Is because I have done it all. And because I get it. And I get the fixed energy, I get the mutable energy, I get the air energy, I fucking get it. But I also know that there's so many layers to life, and I didn't need nobody to tell me that. I could understand it, I can see it, I could feel it. Even with myself, that was another reason why I was kind of like hesitant to come on here to speak to people, because I know people have this energy of either left or right, and I'm like, bro, there's so many ways that you can live this life. There's so many ways that you can view things. It's really up to you as an individual. And I wanted my change, but I think I was a little uncomfortable with it because I'm like, well, I didn't want no one to put me into a box. I didn't want anyone to think I was faking the funk. And I'm like, bro, this is just who the fuck I am today, tomorrow. Like, I want to allow myself to continuously grow and change. And I don't want, maybe this is like my own thoughts, but a part of me says my own thoughts low-key came from somewhere else. Let's just be fucking real. We have the Emperor at the bottom of the fucking deck. These thoughts low-key came from somewhere else. But a part of me says it also could have came from my past lives that I don't even understand. When I say I don't even understand, I say that because, the truth is sometimes I pick up on certain things like that. Like I can be like, yeah, I probably did. But I'm gonna speak about my life now. I felt like a little bit I was pushed back into a corner, but I was low key allowing it. But that allowed me, which at the same time, even though I was down, I was still talking my hot shit. Like, even when I was down, I was still not down. Like, I was like, nah, there's something else here. It felt like a slope though. It felt like I was going down to come back up. But I feel like the type of lows that we've been in is just not gonna be the same no more because the type of understanding we have, the type of way that we're starting to see life in ourselves. I hear in my head, you got a choice. We have the Emperor at the bottom of the deck here, and that is someone that is like a pure alchemist. That is someone like, I always think of Emperor being somebody that like it's the physicalness. I feel like you're gonna be moving into this energy. And some people got their ideas about other shit that's cool, but a part of me says it's about you. Like everybody doesn't have that heart to do certain things. So some things don't really play a part with you. You know what I mean? So having an Emperor at the bottom of the deck is a big. We can read the Emperor just to clarify the energies. As we are constantly striving for harmony, the power of the divine feminine, the Empress, is in balance without the strong, reliable, and ambitious energies of the divine masculine. That is, your dreams are not shit without your actions. Your dreams are not nothing. There's something, there's something, don't get twisted. But in order for you to be able to make that happen, it will involve you. It will involve you to put yourself out there, take action, and do something. And that's just what his energy is given. This Emperor is a representative of a person with power and authority. Notice how he focuses. Focus! Where your energy goes, your energy flows. And controls the four suns in complete and perfect balance. His ram's head tattoo illuminates the Aries connection in the card. And I remember seeing that one day and I was like, just fire. Like fire. And I heard this, but I also understood this about like fire is constantly moving. Fire is also something that could like illuminate more and more. It isn't something that is still. You know what I mean? So you get me? Um and his full beard implicates his great wisdom. Draped in red, this god has both passion and energy for change. His armor can be seen as both a protection and a hindrance, providing the concept to remember to remain strong but not rigid. And I think that's the epiphany of my life journey because I could get rigid, okay? But there's also this push of not being rigid, and I didn't understand that. And I thought, like, some people say this whole thing about being double-minded. That's bullshit. I really think it's bullshit. When you are having multiple energies, it's a part of me says it's a chance for you to realize that there's so many ways to look at something, but how are you going to look at it? I also feel like a lot of us are single-minded, but even in those moments where you are having double-minded, don't not beat yourself up about it. That means there's some more things that you can learn and understand from those things that you're trying to, I won't say refrain from, but yeah. Like, I can think about that with myself. I might do a little story time with y'all. I got a lot of stories, y'all. And I don't even know these people understood the impact in my life that they had. But also, I allowed myself also to participate. Because normally I wouldn't allow myself to participate in certain things if I didn't know if it was going to be a forever thing or if this person was going to be my person or my boyfriend or, you know what I mean? Like certain things. But a part of me says I was low-key keeping myself from just genuinely enjoying connections, period. You feel like if I'm going to do something, I got to get something out of it. Well, like, I understand, but what if what you're going to get out of it it's way much more than necessarily like the years or all these things, like the experience. Like whether it's, I don't even want to say exactly what it is because there's so much coming to me. Like, and a part of me says he didn't even have to do much. Like some of these dudes didn't even have to do much. It was just genuinely me allowing myself to be in the space and not feeling like, because like I said, the emperor, sometimes your shield is protecting you, or it is causing hindrance. In those situations where you really feel pulled to do something, and you don't feel like resistant towards something, then fucking do it, bro. And when you are feeling resistant towards something, but you low key full of pull to do it, that means that there might be some conflict or certain things that you have inside of you that may not be allowing you to genuinely just allow yourself to enjoy it or be a part of it or do it. And I realized that myself, and it took me 2 years with one person. But I realized, like, Kaila, this is, like, as much as, you don't want to hurt, like, I always say to myself, this is really about you. You know what I mean? Like, the way this person, like, it's all really about you. And I care about myself, so I always make sure, like, I still treat people the way I would want to be treated and be honest with people the way I want to be honest with. And honestly, I think that's another thing that I was happy that I was able to experience, because that person being them and those people and sparking that energy in me also allowed me to realize that there's so many different layers to how you can be and how you can express, and it doesn't have to be just like this, period. So spirit, period. I'm just gonna take it. Spirit already know what's up. Okay. We have 22. I am aligned. It says you are in possession of incredible creative powers, and it is assured that you can achieve anything that you wish. Hello, 22. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Don't be fooled. There's no such thing as like no. Like sometimes you may not be prepared, or you don't have the energy or the capacity, or you don't have the environment to be able to merge with that thing. But you can have that thing. But the question is asking myself, okay, what do I need to do within myself to get to where I'm trying to go? And that's been my question this whole time. And when I tell you, the answers have came. The community have came. The courses have came. But when you get these things, what are you going to do to apply it? Period. I'm going to read that one more time. It says 22, master number 22. Pew, pew, pew. You are in possession of incredible creative powers, and it is assured that you can achieve anything that you wish. Do you believe that? Do you know that? Do you remind yourself? Do you tell yourself that? And as you go day by day, that's something. As you go day by day and you take step by step, always always remind yourself that. I remember. So I follow this guy. He's like a workout guy. And he really inspired me. It was very interesting. Like, I've just been inspired left and right. But he has said, I've been inspired left and right, period. He said, short-term goals, long-term vision. Take it day by day at a time. I think it says, I said it into the thing, so I didn't catch that. But he said, take it day by day. And I liked it because I have long-term vision. And a part of me says, I've been setting long-term goals, but I haven't been thinking about the short term. Like, okay, let's post a video. Like, let's create a video. You know what I mean? Let's put this out there. Let's do this. Let's start here. You know what I mean? I've always been kind of like big. Like, I haven't thought about the little things, to be honest. I just haven't. I mean, I've probably been doing it, but For real though, like, no, I have not set short-term goals. Like I said, I don't know if I said it here, but I know I said it to myself. I was kind of like, you want to be a millionaire, great, but think about making $10,000 a month first. Think about making, if you make less than that, think about upping every level that you're to go and start there and keep going up. Keep setting the bar so that you have some momentum. It reminds me of a snowball. A snowball is not just big from the jump. It has to continuously roll and go and collect more and more snow. And as it collects more and more snow, it starts going down hella more faster. It gains more momentum. All right, Spirit. This is gonna be my last deck. So I have used the Inner Oracle Garden Wisdom, the Inner Garden Oracle, the Wisdom Oracle deck, Know Thyself Adinkra cards, and Angel Numbers. And then also I have Power Thought cards here as well. And then also I have, last but very much not least, the Afro Goddess Tarot. All right, the special edition of 2019 and 2020. I really want some more of her cards, to be honest. All right, Spirit, maybe we close this out with a message that we need to just continue forward and take it day by day, step by step, and allow ourselves to gain momentum, to climb that ladder. I didn't even know we were on here for an hour. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm in the right place. I'm in the right freaking place. I am in alignment, okay? Crazy. It did not feel like it at all. I love to be here with you guys. All right, Spirit. What message? Closing message. I don't even know what it was. I guess it was this. Ooh. I am willing to let go. I release others to experience whatever is meaningful to them. And I am free to crave. I gotta start over because this is too powerful to be flopping, okay? I am willing to let go. I am willing to let go. I release others to experience whatever is meaningful to them. And I am free to create which is meaningful to me. One more time. I release others to experience whatever is meaningful to them. And I am free to create that which is meaningful to me. Come on. You do you, boo-boo. And I'm going to do me. Okay? I'm free to do me. You free to do you. And I think that's a part of me says that is a transition that the world is going in right now. And I know a lot of people are afraid. Not me. I'm not scared. Because I think this is what has been keeping people clank. You know what I mean? Like spiritually, mentally, whatever case may be. It's just them not being able to be themselves. And then boom, over here on our Adinkra symbols, we have excellence, genuineness, be true to yourself. I can get up and do a dance, y'all. Should we dance? Let's dance. Period. I want to read that one more time. Like, one more time, y'all. What? One more time. One more again. I am willing to let go. A part of me says, see, I remember telling myself earlier, I was like, don't bite nobody. Because I can bite people, okay? Like, when I'm trying to explain things, sometimes I will use comparison to certain things, but a part of me is like, Kaila, let that go. You speak on what you want to speak on. You share the message that you want to share. You focus on what you want to really implement and put out there in the world versus biting somebody else's tail. But I like this. It's giving... You do you, and I'll let you be, and I'm going to do me, and I'm going to allow myself to do so. Period. Ooh. I am willing to let go, okay? And a part of me says also, a lot of us, we're willing to let go of this personal thing because we're realizing reflections. So if someone is coming into your life and they're showing you things that you don't really care for, it's showing something that you are on that vibrational level regardless. Whether you like it or not, whether you think of it or not, you're like, oh, I don't do what they do. Y'all are on some type of similar vibration, if not the same vibration, for that person to even be able to come in your vicinity, to come your way. So, period. And if you don't like it, because that's something that happened to me. I remember coming across, I remember a person and I didn't like it. But it also reminded me of how I wasn't committing to myself. I wasn't being consistent with myself as far as my dreams and my goals. It reminded me how I just keep talking, even though being honest and being true, talking my shit, talking about doing things, but not actually doing them. In little ways I would, but not really putting my foot on the gas. So it was a reflection of a lesson that I needed to learn. And I was like, okay, this got to change. This has to change. And then I have been going through my process of that. Okay. And yeah, I love that. So one more time. I don't know if I did the one more time already, but I love this. This is a message for me. I hope this touches you as well. I release others to experience whatever it that is meaningful to them. Okay, if you believe it, that's cool. But I'm also going to be real and true with myself as well and walk my path. Let me get with it. I release others to experience whatever is meaningful to them, and I am free to create that which is meaningful to me. I'm gonna leave this out for me today. All right, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Kaila Redwine. Welcome to the Laurel Palace. I'm so excited to be here. I'm happy to be here. And may this journey be nurturing to us all. And may you have an amazing day. May you, what the hell is flowing around? Girl, honey got some dusting to do. But may this day be amazing to you. May you ask the questions and keep your heart and your eyes open to the answers. And just genuinely know and always remind yourself that all is well. You are protected forever and always. And you are in control of your energy. You are in control of your domain, your spirit, your being. And things only have the power that you give them. So take your power back. And ask yourself, what is really the life I want to have? It's not about what they talking about. It's about what are you talking about? And also, what are you going to do about it? Okay, you guys, be you, stay true, and always remember, honey, stay golden. Bye, y'all.